a legend was born, a city that rose from humble beginnings to conquer the world. From the blood of brothers on the hills of Rome to the grand empire that stretched across continents, the story of Rome is not just a tale of ancient power. It is a story that has echoed through history, reverberating even today. In the modern world, we stand at a crossroads, where the pursuit of power, greatness, and glory is as present as ever. The question remains, what drives a man to seek such greatness? And what lessons can we draw from the ancient Romans as we witness the rise of new figures striving to restore a nation to its former glory? Today, we'll explore the mythic beginnings of Rome, where the very essence of power was built on violence, cunning, and ambition, and ask, how does the rise of a modern figure like Donald Trump echo the ancient forces that shaped Rome's destiny? The Romans tell us that their city was founded by the legendary Romulus, who, born of divine blood and raised by a she-wolf, embodied the very ideals of strength and resilience. Rome's foundations were forged in bloodshed and violence, with Romulus killing his own brother, Remus, over a quarrel about the city's future. The Romans were not strangers to conflict and strife, for they believed that only through overcoming such challenges could their empire rise to greatness. In many ways, the ambition to rebuild an empire is rooted in the same thirst for greatness that drove the legendary founders of Rome. And just like Romulus, modern leaders often rise to power amidst turmoil and divisiveness, rallying the masses with promises of restoring a nation to its former glory. Fast forward to today, and we see a figure who, much like Romulus, steps forward with an unyielding vision of greatness. Donald Trump, a modern-day challenger, has promised to restore the glory of a nation once dominant but now struggling. His rise to power was fueled by a message that resonated with millions, a return to power, to strength, to the very idea of American greatness. But what does it mean to restore greatness? Is it a call to revive an empire, to reclaim past power? Just as Rome once rose from the ashes of its humble beginnings, could Trump's vision mirror the ancient rise of Rome itself? In Rome's earliest days, the city was but a small settlement on the banks of the Tiber. Yet, driven by an unshakable belief in its destiny, it expanded into one of the greatest empires the world has ever known. Rome didn't just grow, it conquered, absorbed, and dominated. Fast forward to today, and the idea of American exceptionalism mirrors the Roman notion of destiny. The belief that the United States, like Rome, is destined to lead the world, to restore itself to its former glory, echoes loudly in the halls of power. Leaders like Trump speak of rebuilding a nation's military, restoring its borders, and reviving its influence on the global stage. Much like the early Romans, it is an empire's strength that defines its place in history. But power is not given. It must be earned, fought for, and maintained. Ancient Rome, in its quest for dominance, was not just a place of politics, but a city of warriors, builders, and gladiators. Every inch of land was claimed through conquest. The Romans were experts in warfare, diplomacy, and expanding their borders with cunning. And those who led them, like the emperors who followed Romulus, were seen as both rulers and military commanders. Trump, too, has styled himself as a master of the art of persuasion, promising to fight for the people, to restore strength and dominance, whether in the economic, political, or military realms. His message taps into that deep-rooted desire for strength, control, and victory that Rome embodied. When the time came to build their city, the twins chose their site carefully. The Palatine Hill, a location steeped in both myth and natural defensibility, was where Romulus began the sacred rituals to consecrate Rome. But the founding was not without its struggles. A moment of mockery and anger led to the violent death of Remus, and Rome, named after Romulus, was born in blood. One of the most enduring symbols of Rome's origins is the she-wolf, the creature that nursed the abandoned twins. While this myth has been passed down through the centuries, archaeology has uncovered surprising discoveries, like the famous Lupercal Cave, once thought to be the site where Romulus and Remus were cared for. In 2007, archaeologists stumbled upon an underground chamber beneath the Palatine Hill, a space untouched by time and sealed for millennia. Could this be the very grotto where the she-wolf fed the legendary brothers? Though the exact connection remains uncertain, This discovery hints at the possibility that myths and physical locations were far closer than we ever imagined. Much like the emperors of Rome, modern leaders find themselves at the crossroads of myth and reality. Donald Trump's rise is not just the story of one man, but of a nation seeking to reclaim its greatness, to restore its place in history. His speeches, his vision, and his actions speak to a longing for a powerful, influential nation, a nation that can once again stand at the helm of the world. Just as Romulus founded Rome and emperors expanded the empire, Trump's ambition reflects the same drive for dominance, for control, for empire. The question remains, will America's greatness be restored, or will history, like it did with so many empires before, show that the thirst for power is a dangerous pursuit? The story of Rome is far from over, and perhaps in some way, neither is the story of modern power. The story of Rome is timeless, a tale of ambition, power, and empire building that transcends the ages. And the story of Donald Trump, in many ways, is a continuation of that mythic pursuit, a modern reflection of the ancient drive for greatness. The question remains, will America rise again as Rome did, or will the thirst for power lead to its own downfall? Only time will tell. This story connects the rise of Rome with Donald Trump's political journey, painting his rise as a modern reflection of the ancient Roman quest for power, glory, and empire building. Feel free to adapt the narrative to match your video documentary style and adjust the tone or content to fit your audience's preferences.